There's two bills that are currently being discussed in the House and Senate. The one that's most likely to pass in the next 60 to 90 days is the stablecoin bill. And then the second one's the market structure bill. Once those two bills pass, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Facebook are going to say, hey, we're crypto people now. And so they're going to put wallets in their platforms because they can capture an enormous amount of the market. When you add their user bases of 3 billion people, and when they have those 3 billion users, it's like they have cryptocurrency wallets right in Windows, right in Facebook, right in your cell phone apps, right in iOS. And because they now can legally hold stablecoins and use stablecoins, they're going to do it because they don't like paying the processing fees on credit cards. So they'll issue their own stablecoins or partner with people to do that, and they have feeless transactions inside the system. And then suddenly these tech companies become financial service providers, and they have so much money and so much power that they'll push through. Once that's there and you have a good regulatory regime, it's very easy then to click a button to create yield products on top of that. So that's what's going to bring the value flow in, because the users already are wired into that system. Their money's already there. Their credit cards are already there. Their purchase power is already there. And there's just too much temptation not to do that. And the competitive equilibria are such that they have to do that. Once these two bills pass, that opens the floodgates, and that's 3 billion people that enter in.
Hey, what's up, bull runners? Welcome back to the channel. Picture this. The crypto market is shifting right now. As you're watching this, something big is brewing, and it's hiding in plain sight. XRP's funding rate just flipped negative. What does this mean for smart traders? Are the XRP bulls about to unleash a major move? And wait, why is a decentralized exchange called Hyperliquid suddenly eating into the big centralized exchange's lunch? If you're feeling lost in the chaos of crypto news, don't worry, I've got you covered. Today, we're diving into the headlines that could change your next trade. Stick with me, because in the next few minutes, you'll know exactly what's driving the market and why it matters to you. The problem, crypto moves fast, and if you blink, you can miss the next big opportunity, or worse, get caught in the wrong side of a trade. The solution, I'm breaking it all down for you step by step so you can stay ahead of the game. And here's the urgency. These shifts are happening today, and the market won't wait for you to catch up. Plus, if you hang with me until the end, I've got a bonus for you. A sneak peek into our Altcoin Pro University, where traders like you are already crushing it. And if you're like most people where you don't have the opportunity to spend hours a day in the crypto market, I totally understand. That's what we do for you here on this channel, and we bring it to you in a condensed manner. So make sure you subscribe today. And if you're still feeling bullish about this current bull run, let me know by commenting 777 down below. We will also be jumping over to X to find out all the breaking news that's happening in the financial world today. We will be jumping into deeper dive this XRP funding rate situation. We'll also check in on XRP bulls fighting back, and we'll dive deeper into this hyper liquid decentralized exchange trading volume that is cutting out central exchange market share. And today there's big news coming for you at 6:45 a.m. Eastern time. The PMI report will be coming out. We also have the JOLTS job openings report coming out at 7 a.m. And this week is full of financial information on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Friday, the big day, we get the unemployment rate, and Jerome Powell will be speaking. I'll continue to bring you updates each and every day as these reports come to life. But first, let's jump over to CoinMarketCap and check out the overall health of the crypto market. The current market cap is currently sitting at 2.68 trillion. It's up 1.37% in the last 24 hours. Market volume still coming in really low, only $76 billion in the last 24 hours. Fear and Greed Index report at 24. Yesterday was also at 24. Last week, it started to creep to the upside at 34, only to fall back down this week thus far with all the craziness that's happening in the financial markets. Altcoin season still flatlining sideways at 17. We are still in Bitcoin season. Bitcoin dominance coming in at 61.4%. Crypto ETFs, the Bitcoin ETF tracker, last week we ended the day down $93 million. And we started off this week down at 53 million to the downside. 2 weeks ago, we did have a positive inflow of 627 million. And last week we had 196 million, even with that horrible day at the end of last week. This week, obviously starting off slow to the downside, $53 million worth of net outflows for Bitcoin ETFs. We do follow this very closely. There is a great correlation to where volume into Bitcoin ETFs, increasing prices of all of crypto. Top 5 trending coins on CoinMarketCap today: Bitcoin at number 1, Ethereum at number 2, XRP at number 3, Solana coming in at number 4, and Gun at number 5. Top 5 cryptos by total market cap: Bitcoin coming in at $1.6 trillion, Ethereum at $221 billion, Tether at $143 billion, XRP at $122 billion, and BNB at $86 billion, and Solana wrapping it up in the 6th spot at $64 billion. And again, we cover the top 6 because Tether is a stablecoin. Heading over to X to find out all the breaking news that's happening now. US reverse repo facility injects $400 billion. We have some stealth quantitative easing coming in. Marty Party's letting us know. Here we have the chart of the US reverse repo facility injects $400 billion to the upside. If we can see steady inflows to this, pumping more money into the system like we've been talking about for days. The problem is right now the financial markets are missing liquidity. Will this start to reinvigorate our economy and really start to ramp up some of these risk-on assets? Only time will tell. You can see we are going to be running into a pretty major resistance level here. As we saw in the intro of the video, Cardano founder Charles Hoskin says once the stablecoin and market structure bill passes, that opens the floodgates. Apple, Facebook, Google, Microsoft will put crypto wallets in their platforms. Speaking of the bills getting passed, Senator Tommy Tuberville to introduce bill allowing Americans to invest their retirement funds into crypto.
The Biden administration just hammered the American people with regulations. And tomorrow I'm dropping a bill called the Financial Freedoms Act. And it allows families and individuals to invest their retirement funds into crypto. Now, President Trump has become the crypto president. And we want to help him with this. This would be something good for everybody. Diversify. It's a free country. Do what you want with your money. But the Biden administration, they didn't want anything to do with crypto.
And a great post from Cointelegraph. The latest, Bloomberg's Mike McGlone warns that Ethereum could drop to $1,000 this year if the S&P 500 continues falling and Bitcoin fails to recover. He highlights a clear connection between ETH and other risk assets. So here we have Ethereum versus the 2000 pivot and the S&P 500 versus its 200-day MA. As you can see with the yellow line here representing Ethereum, and then you have the blue shaded background here, which is the S&P 500, and you can see exactly how their charts are lining up at this moment. And in major news for Circle, the issuer of USDC, they have hired JP Morgan and Citi for its long-awaited IPO, with the public filing expected for late April. And in the strangest news of the day, with Bitcoin continuing to struggle to move to the upside in a big pump, MicroStrategy, or Strategy as it's called now, they have acquired an additional 22,000 Bitcoin for about $1.92 billion at an average of 86,960 per Bitcoin, and has achieved a Bitcoin yield of 11% year to date. As of March 30th, 2025, Strategy holds 528,185 full Bitcoin acquired for $35.63 billion at about a $67,000 per Bitcoin rate. So the real big question that comes into play here is what happens if Bitcoin drops below $67,000. So jumping over to the XRP headline here, funding rate flips negative. Will smart traders flip long or short? Hey, bull runners, are you feeling FOMO about this bull run without the right financial support? We're here to change that. We're not just about funding, we're about growing your business together. Whether you're investing in crypto, kicking off a new startup, managing your existing business, or looking to expand, we have personalized funding that meets your exact needs. Imagine starting your business or getting capital to invest $100,000 to $250,000 at 0% interest. That's not a dream. It's what we do. We've helped countless entrepreneurs like you with 0% interest funding without needing personal funds, income verification, or collateral. With just a 680 credit score, you qualify. We understand that your business can't wait, so take advantage of our quick funding approach. We look beyond the credit score with inclusive approval process that sees the big picture of your business or investment potential. Our flexible repayments are tailored to match your business cycles, ensuring you can manage repayments without strain. With access to our extensive lending network of over 5,000 options, we're committed to finding the perfect match for your business or investing needs. Plus, you'll have our dedicated team by your side, guiding you through every step of the funding journey. Whether it's buying crypto, hiring new employees, or launching a new product, we're committed to your success. Click the link to connect with our expert advisors and secure your business's future now. XRP price has been in a rut, but is it negative funding rate a bullish or bearish sign. As you all know, there's been tons of positive news coming out for Ripple and XRP, but investors worry that a deeper price correction is imminent as XRP is trading 39% below its all-time high of $3.40. Additionally, XRP perpetual futures or inverse swaps indicate strong demand for leveraged bearish bets. Demand for bearish bets are increasing amid XRP's decline. The funding rate turns positive when longs or buyers seek more leverage and negative when demand for shorts, sellers dominates. In neutral markets, it typically fluctuates between 0.1% and 0.3% per 7 days to offset exchange risk and capital costs. Conversely, negative funding rates are considered strong bearish signals. And as you can see in the chart, we've been riding green for most part. We had a big red dip here, and currently we are suffering a massive red dip at the exact same time. In fact, currently the funding rate sits at negative 0.14% per 8 hours, translating to a 0.3% weekly cost. This indicates that bearish traders are paying for leverage, reflecting weak investor confidence in XRP. However, traders should also assess XRP margin demand to determine whether the bearish sentiment extends beyond futures market. Unlike derivative contracts, which always require both a buyer and a seller, margin markets let traders borrow stablecoins to buy spot XRP. Likewise, bearish traders can borrow XRP to open short positions, anticipating a price drop. The XRP long to short margin ratio on OKX stands at 2x in favor of longs or buyers, near its lowest level in over 6 months. Historically, extreme confidence has pushed the metric above 40x, while readings below 5x favoring longs are typically seen as a bearish signal. As you can see right now, the XRP margin long to short ratio on OKX stands at a 2 at this current rate. President Trump boosted XRP's awareness, paving the way for future price gains. Both XRP derivatives and margin markets signal bearish momentum, even as cryptocurrency gains mainstream media attention, notably on March 2nd when President Trump mentioned XRP, Solana, and ADA as potential candidates for the country's digital asset strategic reserve. For a brief period, Google search trends for XRP outpaced those of Bitcoin between March 2nd and March 3rd. A similar spike occurred on March 19th following Ripple CEO's Garlinghouse comments on the anticipated SEC ruling. As the third largest cryptocurrency by market cap, excluding stablecoins, XRP benefits from its early adoption and high liquidity. The wider adoption by traditional intermediaries combined with rising Google search trends further reinforces XRP's position as a leading altcoin. It also sets the stage for increased inflows once macroeconomic conditions improve and retail investors actively seek altcoins with strong marketing appeal as alternatives to traditional finance, such as Ripple. And as you know, XRP Army has the strongest diamond hands in the market, in my personal opinion, outpacing everyone when it comes to that scenario. So once the big institutions start to gobble up XRP, as we mentioned in the video yesterday, the amount of XRP available on central exchanges has been dwindling down. And on top of that, XRP bulls are fighting back. As you can see from the charts, XRP price faces resistance. XRP price failed to continue higher above the $2.20 resistance zone and retraced to the downside. Like Bitcoin and Ethereum, the price declined below $2.15 and $2.10 levels. XRP even declined below the $2.05 zone. A low was formed at $2.02 that the price is now attempting to recover. There was a move above the $2.05 level. The price cleared the 23.6 fib retracement level of the recent decline from the $2.21 swing high to the $2.02 swing low. The price is now trading below the $2.12 and the 100 hourly simple moving average. On the upside, the price may face resistance at $2.10. There's also a connecting bearish trend line forming with resistance at $2.10 on the hourly charts of the XRP USD pair. That trend line is near the 50% fib retracement level. The first major resistance is near $2.15. The next resistance is $2.16. A clear move above $2.17 might send the price towards $2.20 resistance again, and more gains might send the price towards the $2.22 resistance or even $2.25 in the near term. The next major hurdle is for the bulls that could break above $2.28. Could there be another decline? If XRP fails to clear $2.12 resistance, it could start another decline. Initial support on the downside is $2.05. The next level is at $2.02 again. If there is a downside break and a close below $2.02, the price may continue to fall to $2 and then even to the next major support level, which is $1.88 or $1.90. And when we take a look at my charts, as I've always told you, I like to see what other analysts are talking about so we can compare. The charts that we have going, obviously, we're still continuing to use our spider lines, which are from the drop of 2018 with the pivot point right here on April of 2021. When you send a ray from the drops to the middle point, it sends out a line into the future, which has been a very, very key levels of support and resistance, as you can see. And these are historical, coming all the way back from 2018 and then creating new.
April 15th, 2025. This is a huge date because it's the deadline for 2 high-paying tax credits that you probably haven't heard about, but you can still get if you take action right now. We've partnered with the relief consultants who are experts in the tax code who've recovered over $100 million for their clients so far. So if you're a business owner or an entrepreneur, listen up so we can get you help and reach our goal of recovering $10 million for the Bull Runners community before the April 15th deadline. So here's how it works. If you're a business owner who had employees in 2021, then you qualify for an average $150,000 check from the Treasury and possibly more with the Employee Retention Credit Program. So if you were told in the past that you don't qualify, get a second opinion now through the link in the description below this video, because there are rules and regulations that have changed just recently. So there's a high likelihood that you do qualify now. And if you sold your business or you shut it down, you still qualify as long as you were active in 2021. So don't miss out. Schedule an appointment with the link below. Just click business owner with employees if it applies to you. There's also a second tax credit that also ends April 15th. So this is for the bull runners who are self-employed in 2021. So if you were a 1099, not W-2, and self-employment was your primary income, the Treasury check for this tax credit can go up to $32,220 with an average of $17,000. So if you were self-employed in 2021 and want to see if you haven't claimed this credit, which nobody has from our community thus far for some strange reason. We've been talking about this in several videos. I don't know, man. Maybe you just want the Treasury to keep your money. But if you want to get money back in your pocket, then schedule a consultation. Don't be lazy. Do this right now before April 15th through the link below. Just click self-employed if you think you qualify for both credits. Let the rep know on the call. And by the way, if you have your tax returns from 2020 and 2021 for this credit, it will be a faster turnaround for you. So have them ready on your call, and they can literally tell you if you qualify on your first call to get you paid. So if you need more money back in your pocket for this bull run, take action right now, click the link, and let's get you paid.
Trend lines into the future, basically telling the future, which has been pretty amazing to see. What we're experiencing right now, that $2.23 level on the spider line here, which is our next level of resistance. We also have a support down here at the $1.90 level. These are on the daily charts, as we can see. We are still really low on our shaft trend cycle. We have now reset to 0, which is great because we can then have the turn back to the upside. Last time we reset to 0 or near 0 was right here on March 13th before we had a nice pump to the upside. While our long-term momentum wave, which is our Wolfpack indicator, is still red below the 0 line, indicating bearish on the daily. Now, we like to see that return back to the 0 line, break through, because last time we broke through the 0 line on the Wolfpack was November 9th when we started our actual bull run to the upside. So it will take 3 to 4 days before we can see this break back above the 0 line. We would have to have 3 or 4 positive, nice green candle days to the upside. We would also then see our short-term momentum shaft trend cycle turn to the upside. One thing I saw taking a deeper dive earlier, we have actually broken now below the 0 line on the 3-day chart. I do not like this. This is showing us potential bearish indications on the 3-day. It's very vital. We have 2 days and 20 hours left in this new 3-day candle. It needs to be a pump to the upside over the next 3 days. We have to recover this back above the 0 line to show long-term bullish structure. We are still bullish on our weekly time frame, which is good. Our Wolfpack is above the 0 line, very, very strong. But as you can see, this decline has been very significant since the peak here on January 20th. We've been nothing but a decline on this indicator, our long-term momentum wave. Short-term momentum wave has reset to 0, and this could very likely turn to the upside. Again, this is on the higher time frame, which is nice. Last time we had a zero reset on the shaft trend cycle was here, October 28th, and that was also the start of the move to the upside. So higher time frame, weekly, we are still looking bullish. 3-day, we are now in limbo of becoming bearish. Daily is bearish, and we need to see a return to the upside over the next 3 to 4 days and break above the zero line to get us back into some bullish momentum. One thing I've been talking about keeping an eye on for the last 5 days or so is this 4-hour exponential 1100 exponential moving average on the 4-hour charts. As we can see, it did test this exact level on March 10th, but it was also coinciding with our $1.90 spider line and bounced pretty significantly from there. We did get extremely close here on March 31st, however, did not touch. There is a likelihood that we return back to this level and touch it before pushing up. That comes in at $1.99, $2. We do not have to touch that to get that clearance. We can start the move to the upside, but we will have to climb back above the 3-hour blue line, which you can see we got to here. It acted as a support, lost it, tried to retest, still lost it. We need to gather strength, get back above those on these smaller time frames. And in some interesting news, Hyperliquid taking volume away from central exchanges. Hyperliquid is one of the current bull market's standout DeFi success stories. With trading volumes over $4 billion, the exchange has become the largest DEX derivatives platform, commanding nearly 60% of the market. And if you guys remember, they also had a very successful airdrop that people absolutely crushed it on. In fact, a lot of our community at Altcoin Pro University, when you head over to Altcoin Pro University, we have a section literally called airdrop picks. And in fact, the new updated airdrop coming out right now, INIT airdrop checker, is now live. But we talk about airdrops basically every single day in our community where you can earn free money. All you have to do is join Altcoin Pro University, click on the airdrop section, and come and read through. It even teaches you how to actually get the points to earn the airdrop. Hyperliquid does still lag behind Binance's futures of $50 billion daily average volume, but the trend suggests that it started to encroach on centralized exchange territory. The platform's real explosion came in November of 2024 following the launch of Hype, the Hype token. Hyperliquid's trading volume skyrocketed, and it's now boasts over 400,000 users and more than 50 billion trades processed according to data from Dune. So in the green, you can see cumulative trades over 400,000. And in the black line here, you can see over 50 billion trades have been processed. While Hyperliquid started as a high-performance perpetual futures spot DEX, its ambitions have since expanded with the launch of Hype EVM on February 18th. The project has become a general-purpose Layer 1 chain capable of supporting third-party DeFi apps built on top of its infrastructure. Most L1s build infrastructure and hope that others will come build killer apps. Hyperliquid takes the opposite approach, polish a native app, and then grow into general purpose infrastructure. Will Hyperliquid become a sustainable central exchange alternative? According to CoinGecko, Hyperliquid now ranks 14th amongst derivatives exchanges by open interest, sitting at 3.1 billion. That's still behind Binance's 22 billion, but ahead of older names like Deribit and derivatives diversions of Crypto.com, BitMEX, or KuCoin. It's the first time a DEX is competing so closely with established central exchanges. No DEX has ever come this close to matching a tier 1 centralized exchange's volume. Despite the recent Jelly token scandal, which involved the exchange halting trading and delisting low market cap token the whale had exploited, Hyperliquid remains a popular exchange among DeFi and decentralized exchange traders. It has yet to capture the institutional investor flows or scale to the level of a top-tier centralized exchange. However, if its Layer 1 ecosystem gains traction with developers, Hyperliquid could evolve into more than just the leading DEX.
Hey, bull runners, check this out. If you want to learn how to find the next 10x, 50x, or even 100x altcoin in this video, listen to this. Our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and is currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University. Just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers,